Hi and welcome, here's JNM with part 10 of the Make a Game with Unity series. In this one we will add the functionality to add damage to the player when he is hit by an enemy. So here I have my Unity project, and to store the health and other global values I'm going to create an empty game object and call it Game Controller, for example. For this object I will create a script with the same name, and to assign it I just drag it onto this object. I want to implement this as a so-called Singleton, a class that is available from everywhere in the application. So I go to this page here, to the Unity wiki, I added the link to the description and copy the generic Singleton implementation. Then I create a new script in my project folder and paste this code to it. Okay, now I have my Singleton, and then I open the game controller and derive this from the Singleton like that. I also add a protected constructor like it is shown on the wiki page, just to guarantee that nobody is creating this game controller with a new statement and uses the instance method instead to get access to the Singleton. Okay, now I define a member variable to store the player's current health, and after that I add a setDamage method that is called when the player is hit. When the player's health is 0, the player is dead, but this logic will be added in the next part. To retrieve the current health you can create a getter method and call it getHealth, for example, and return the mHealth member variable. Or if you like, you can also use a property which implements the getter only and returns the mHealth. I prefer the property for this simple logic, so I will remove the getHealth method. Alright, now the soldier, the enemy, has to cause the damage when he shoots. So I open the soldier script, and just for testing I add a shootEvent method that is called when the enemy appears. In the next part we will use animation events so that every time the enemy really shoots a damage is caused, and the value of the damage should be a random one, or perhaps sometimes the enemy doesn't hit us at all and then no damage is caused. For now I just use a value of 10 for testing. To apply the damage I just call the method setDamage for the game controller Singleton. Okay, what's left? We have to create a simple UI to show the current health of the player, so I rename this canvas to HUD and add a HUD script. Then I add a UI text control to the HUD, resize and move it to the upper left hand corner, and I define a dummy text for this like 100. Then I anchor the control to the left and to the top, and we can start the game and see how this will look like. Yeah, that's okay for testing. But of course we want to see the real health value of the player, so I add a public member variable to the HUD script of type UI text. Then I go back to the editor and assign the text control to this new variable. Now the only thing I have to do is to assign the current health that I store in my game controller to the text of the text control. That's it. When I start the game now you can see that every time an enemy appears, the damage is increased by 10. But as I said, this is just for testing the functionality. In the next part we have to implement a realistic logic with random damages that are caused by shoot events. So guys, I hope you liked this part and this series, and if you do, please subscribe to this channel to be notified when the next part is available. Think about supporting me on my Patreon, this will help me to keep this channel up and running. Thanks for watching and see you soon.